Hello friends, in the past we have discussed what and why of academic audit, and today we shall be discussing how an academic audit is conducted. In any academic audit, there are key focal areas which form the basis for final presentation of any audit exercise. These are broadly related to teaching and learning process and student support activities. These focal areas are underpinned by guideline statements pertaining to activities and the process which support these areas. Guideline statements refer to activities and quality assurance processes which might be expected as fundamental in a contemporary institute of good standing. They articulate the minimum requirements which students and other stakeholders might expect of an institution. And today in the presentation we shall be discussing mainly broad 7 focal areas which cover broad areas of any academic institution, its performance, its stakeholders, and accordingly its implementation for making it to be ranked as a good institution. These 7 academic audit areas are leadership and management of teaching and learning, student profile. It comprises of access, transition and admission processes, curriculum and assessment, student engagement and achievement, student feedback and support, teaching quality, supervision of the students. Now let's discuss each focal area independently. Starting with leadership and management of teaching and learning, and this area, broad area, covers the leadership and the management requirements in terms of teaching and learning. It is generally said that no institution is successful unless the leadership is totally committed to the cause of teaching and learning. And this is one of the most important areas for the success of any organization. And the main statements, guideline statements under this category of focal area are: do we have clear delegations for decision making related to teaching and learning quality and research? Do we have appropriate strategic and operational planning documents with key performance indicators which inform academic quality assurance processes? Do we facilitate student input to planning, policy development, and monitoring of key academic activities? Do we have strategies for ensuring that there is appropriate infrastructure and facilities for teaching and learning? Do we have processes for ensuring that the information resources are appropriate and sufficient for research, informed teaching and learning? Do the institute have recovery plans and procedures which are designed to facilitate continuity of teaching and learning in instances of instructional and infrastructure failure of the system? Let's discuss the second focal area. This is another important area which starts with students' admission, access, and then goes to transition processes in the institution. This area is student profile, comprising of access, admission, and transition processes. It covers mainly the institute's clear admission and selection policies and practices which are publicly available to students or not. Do we have policies or procedures which are designed to assist the access and transition of equity groups or other priority groups in the institution? Do we use processes for providing academic advice and course information to both new and continuing students, means student guidance and counseling? This is a very important component of any academic institution. Third broad area is curriculum and assessment. Under this, the underpinning statements are: do we have program approval processes for meeting national expectations based on the input from stakeholders? Without the program approval, no institution can run the programs. This approval is from the state boards or higher education institution councils. Accordingly, the process of approval is a must for any program to be run by an institution, and this program should be meeting the national expectations and the expectations of varied stakeholders. The other issues under this broad category are: does the institute have clearly defined intended graduate outcomes or graduate attributes which are publicly available and are accessible to students and staff? Do we have processes for ensuring that the students have opportunity to meet the intended graduate outcomes? Graduate attributes are to be met. If these are not being met by any institution and there is no evidence for being met, I think the process of any institution being run or their stake is at question. Its stake is at question. And during this period of study, let's say 4 years for a degree program, 3 years for a diploma program, if the students are not able to achieve the intended graduate attributes, I think the role of the institution is not done properly. A few other issues are, do we have regular reviews of programs and courses, including external accreditation reviews, for ensuring curriculum quality? Quality of the curriculum must be taken care of, and it should be up to date and relevant, validated by the industry, word of work, where the students are actually to go for after the graduation or doing the diploma. Do we have processes for benchmarking curriculum and assessment standards to ensure that they are nationally and internationally appropriate? Whatever we are doing, we should be able to make our standards as per the standards of the nation or the global, where the students are to actually work after the graduation. Do we have documented procedures for monitoring and moderating assessment processes and standards? This is one of the very, very important areas of any organization, institution. Assessment becomes the base for evaluating the quality of any student which is coming out of the institution. Do we have procedures for addressing academic misconduct, including plagiarism and other forms of cheating? This is another area which is coming up in today's scenario. Everybody is talking of patenting, IPR, plagiarism. These lead to moral ethics and professional ethics, which are very, very important in today's profession. Another important area which is under the main cause of any institution is student engagement and achievement. Under this, the main issue statements are, do we have processes for monitoring and enhancing students' engagement with their study and learning? Are the students properly engaged? Are the students properly attentive in the class? Are they learning the things which are required to be learned in the right learning experience? Do we have processes for assisting the students' retention, academic success, and completion rates? Whether the students are completing the courses in time, whether there are dropout rates, and why there are dropout rates, these must be analyzed under this statement. Do we have processes for providing feedback to students on their academic progress? Another area which is important for any institution is student feedback and support. Without the right feedback, no quality initiative can take place. That's the reason feedback plays a significant role in the success of any organization, and the right feedback from the total stakeholders group is the main mission of any successful organization. Under this, the underpinning statements are, do we have policies to address academic appeals and grievances? Do we have the safe and inclusive campus environment? Does the institute have processes for gaining feedback on student satisfaction with teaching courses and student services? Do we have processes for gaining feedback from graduates regarding their satisfaction with their institute services and learning outcomes? These are the major issues under this broad area. Now comes the teaching quality. Without right teaching quality provided in the classroom or labs or at project work, no institution can give the right product. And under this, the importance is of faculty and the staff who should be qualified, competent, motivated, and dedicated to the system, dedicated to the students. The major important issues under this are, does the institute have appropriate processes for recruitment and induction of qualified, committed, and faculty and staff? Does the institute use processes for assessing teaching quality and for monitoring and enhancing individual teaching capability of all teaching staff? This comprises of teachers, technical staff, supporting staff, and the broad policy for this is faculty development policy. Does the institute have reward policies to recognize exemplary teaching capability? Because unless you recognize the good work done by these teachers or the staff, you are not going in the right direction, because it will lead to less motivation, which is very, very important for the success of any organization. So regard and recognition policies must be there in any organization, and that too of the exemplary work done by any individual, maybe faculty, staff, or supporting staff. So this award and recognition policies must be taken care of, and this is the broad feature of this teaching quality. Then supervision of research students. Does the institute have processes for ensuring staff supervising research scholars are appropriately trained and experienced? whether the people who are who are undertaking research are really supervising the right students, are they giving the right inputs, are they giving the right guidelines, are really experienced, trained to appropriately take the research work which the students are undertaking under them? Does the institute use documented processes for ensuring research scholars are appropriately resourced to do their research? Because no research can be conducted without the right type of resources required for that. These may be experimental setups, they may be equipment, this may be money, this may be material kits, this may be any other type of support which is required by the students for conducting their research. Do we have processes to ensure research supervision is effective and students' progress and support appropriately monitored? Their support must be taken care of. Their progress must be progress must be carefully watched. Do we have thesis examination processes to ensure thesis standards are nationally and internationally benchmarked? Do we use processes for gaining feedback on student satisfaction with supervision and support and using the same for improvement initiatives? These are the main 7 broad areas covering the different type of activities, processes which are very, very important for any academic institution. Summarizing, we can always say any contemporary institute working on the appropriate answers of these guideline statements of the 7 key focal areas shall have significant data and evidence to ensure its movement towards an institute of very good standing. Thank you very much, my friends.